Subtitle might be the famous quotation, "The female of the species is more deadly than the male."
Checking, see if we can finally see this queen.
Yep.
And refill the feeder.
Is it empty?
Oh yeah, she's empty. Move on, grasshopper. So this thing is bone dry. So it's what, September 30th?
No, it's August 30th.
August 30th?
It's like 70 degrees out and overcast or pretty cloudy.
The girls are pretty chill, but they're definitely hungrier than they should be. We haven't seen this queen in like 3 weeks, but there were eggs here 4 days ago. So Varoxan strips we put on 4 days ago as well. We were not seeing any mites on the bottom board, but since we put the strips on, we've got a ton of mites on our bottom board that are dead.
Thought we put those on a week ago. The strips.
I got a girl trying to pull a drone out the top. So apparently it's the end of the season, and they want them gone. A week ago we also added in this drone frame. You want to get a shot of that? All the frames are full, but they've eaten through most of their stores. So that's what I want to look at today. So we've got 2 strips in the bottom box, 2 in the top. They're only 8 frame chambers, so we are doing okay. But it has definitely made a big impact on the mite population. Alright, let's see if we can find some more eggs. I am just going to go slow today. You're in my way. Come on, lady. Come on. I want my tool to go there. Thank you. Let's see what we got. These girls produce so much propolis. And we're free. There is not any real food around the edges of these outer ones, which I don't like.
Looks like there's some nectar happening.
They've got a row of nectar down the middle. But let's see if we can get this. So I've got eggs down this left side here. You got some spotty brood left. But there are brand new eggs down this side, so I'm wondering, we're coming out of a 4-week plus drought where there has been no water. There's a friggin' hive beetle though. I'm gonna kill that thing. You see those eggs in there? It's gonna be hard to see. So what I think I'm seeing here, and I'm curious if this has anything to do with it, but it looks like they took the comb down. See this divot in the comb? It's exactly where the Varoxan strip was. I definitely have eggs, so I feel better that she's gonna start pushing brood again. If I look at the other side, it's the same thing. They've eaten through all their food stores. Granted, this is the outer frame too. But if I look, this is the outer wall. There is no direct sun today, but I can't tell if there's eggs in those. I'm gonna say there's not yet. Oh, there she is. Check it out. She's right there by my thumb. You can tell she's the blue queen we marked, but that is not staying on.
It's staying better than a couple of the others.
Yep. But this is the original queen. We've had her for the whole summer after the original split. After the original swarm. So they requeen themselves after they swarm this spring. And she has been here and she has been consistent, unlike all the others. But she's super chill. I don't know what she's doing unless she's just hiding her face.
Well, if there's no eggs on that side yet, she's probably there laying.
Let me put her back in. I'm not going to leave this frame out if she's on this one. It's going to make it hotter. Alright, she's right there. So she's safe. I'm just going to reseed it. Excuse me, girls. You're all in the way. I'm just going to make sure she makes it in. Bottom and push them. That was the first hive beetle that I have actually seen this year, which is crazy. Alright, they're in. She's in. Do we want to dig through more? We'll pull this middle one. I want to see what this drone frame is. We've been running plastic wax frames, but they have not been getting drawn out very well. And that's been a real pain. So this time we bought some foundation, just wax rolls, and we took a whole wax foundation and stuck one to both sides of this drone brood frame to see if we can get them to pull it. And I can see they are definitely drawing this frame out. Gentle giants.
Do you want to talk about why we are putting a frame of drone?
We're trying to do less treatment, which would be nice. So the goal is we'll run these frames almost like a brood break, but the mites will go to the drones because they taste better. We pulled some drone cells off from some regular frames a few weeks ago and got a count, and it was more than we definitely wanted, which is why we put the Varoxan strips in. They are working this a lot better than the untreated frames. You can see this thing right here, digging the wax right out the middle and putting it on the sides, which is what we wanted them to do. So this is working better. Yeah, it looks better on this side. You can actually see how much headway they've made. They still have to shape them better, but they're definitely hollowing it out to the bottom. So that is a nice, cheap way to get wax on these. We didn't have to melt it, we didn't have to paint it on and run a double boiler or anything. This worked really well. Just put them on with a hairdryer, heated them up and pushed them on. There's a lot of them on the bottom. I want to see what this next frame looks like. Don't go anywhere, girls. Not nearly as many drones. I gotta scrape this frame down, it's too far away anyway. I want to see, it looks like they've actually built comb onto that Varoxan strip. And we struggled earlier in the year because they were definitely pulling these frames out really deep. So trying to get them to push back together has not been the easiest. What are you looking at? So we ran sticky bottom boards all summer and did not see a single mite on them. So that made us think we were doing fine until we did the brood check. Once we did the brood check and realized that there were definitely a decent amount of mites within the drone frame brood, we threw these strips in, and now the whole bottom board is covered in dead mites, which is a decent sign. It's definitely older brood. Yeet. She's okay. So definitely where those strips are, they actually take the wax right out of there. You see, and we'll see when we get to the bottom, when they're chewing those strips out, the powder all falls down, but they're also chewing out all this frame, which is fine. They'll rebuild that pretty quick. They're finally putting nectar back in the top corners, but they're not built all the way out to the corner yet. I don't know where this lady's been. Let's see what we got here. It is still spotty, but it doesn't look bad. They're about to get mad at me here, because it is starting to rain.
Feels like it's raining here.
So I've got some larvae. It shouldn't stop automatically, but
It's going now.
cool. So she's definitely laying. I'm going to scrape this and push it in the other direction. This is always super hard when their butts are in the way. But I need to clean this up. I need a thinner one of these. She's staring at me. She's going to get mad. I don't want her to get mad. But trying to keep these edges clean has been a challenge. Whew, that sun is warm. Alright, you're good. I'm going to push you over. You got to get out of the trays. Out of there.
Sun and rain came out at the same time.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely driving this humidity up super hard. The propolis, I don't know if you can see how much is on here. And some of these guard bees are actually staring at me again. You're doing okay, though. I don't know what this one is doing. Can you get a shot of that? She's either cleaning the wings or she's trying to tear them off. It's the one that's down in this cavity. I want to give them another puff because they're staring at me. I don't need them to be... There you go. Down you go. And let me push these back in, thank you. Coming in. Move your face. These little teddy bear ones are pretty cool. Like this one right here. Has to be pretty new. Tiny nurse bee. It's so fuzzy. What I'm questioning is with all of the dead mites on the bottom, and I know you really can't go by eye, but we've never seen them on the bees themselves. So what I'm wondering is if they're purging And that's why the brood is so spotty, is they've started pulling them out. Alright, back in you go. Because they can tear them cells down and pull out larvae if they think that there's an issue with them. And it's either that, or she slowed down laying, which is possible in the drought, or they were just cannibalizing because, again, there was no food for how long? That's a goddamn hornet. That was gonna hurt, thankfully. That didn't hurt. Alright, I'm gonna reseed them and we'll move to the next box. This intermittent laying is not helping me. Come on, girls.
Leave me alone.
Today's a good day. We're gonna end up feeding again. Try and get them to fill out these corners. She's good. I am super freaking happy that she's in here and that we finally got to lay eyes on her again. Down you go. Now, these girls have been off so long, they're cranky. So let's see. They did not have nearly as much honey put away. Trying to do single deeps with a small super of honey or brood. I already don't like some of what I see. We've been checkerboarding in new frames, and these ones with the blue dots are the ones that we've added extra wax to. And when we're checkerboarding them, we're putting decent built ones, and this Roxanne strip is definitely doing that same thing where it's causing them to pull the frame off. And now I'm getting more wonky frame again. I'm going to smoke the camera out here, but some of these girls up here are not as chill as the ones in the brood. And I don't know why, but it could be they were off for so long. Still like to go to the bottom first and then work my way up. Whew. So this is where it was against the strip. I've definitely pulled it down, but they're filling this with nectar. They filled the inside and capped it. I wonder if they'd already eaten some of it during the drought. Backside is still a little wonky. There's definitely some different colors going on in here. And some of these girls have some pretty big abdomens, which is very strange. Alright. Down you go. See what the next one looks like. I don't want to pull this one. Smoking myself out. Just because the strip is on it, but I actually want to see if we got queen cells. We have had way too many swarms this year that we have thankfully been able to catch. We took one nuke this spring and ended up with 4 hives plus a swarm we caught in a bait trap. And now we're starting to combine them all back together for the winter. It's not bad. It's actually just wonky comb and nectar. We are not harvesting this. We're going to leave it on them for the year, for the winter, which is why there also used to be brood up here when we started this. Don't really want to get into it because I'm not wearing gloves now. But there used to be brood up here before she slowed down her laying. I'm not even going to look at that one. Maybe I will, might as well. See, this guard bee is staring me down now. Wait until she moves on, decides to look at something else, and then I can go back to work. As long as I don't rile them, we don't bother each other, so that's been kind of nice. So let's see, we definitely had brood up here before, and I was curious if they were going to backfill it. It is so much easier to work barehanded. It actually makes this pleasurable. And it makes it so much more mellow. So this sucks. I'm so tired of this freaking comb. But they've already got it filled with nectar. Alright, I gotcha. I'm backing out. I got one headbutting me. Didn't headbutt me, but was at least in my face. Got nothing for eggs up here anymore. So I don't know if they pulled this brood out. Oh no, the next one over was the brood one. Let's see what that looks like. Without bumping it, as long as I keep it gentle, nobody's the wiser. Chill. Pretty sure the smoke hurts my eyes more than theirs. Yeah, I got you. If I can avoid leaning over, they don't see me nearly as much of a threat. This is what used to be brood. They have definitely inlaid this with nectar as this brood's coming out. Looks like they're just hatching it. It doesn't look like they're pulling it out themselves. So I'm going to go around without dropping this thing. And I got trapped honey here, all nectar in the middle, and that nectar is surrounding what's left of the brood. So they're definitely working their way back down. And they definitely shrunk their population a lot in the past month. We had another super on here, but there was just not enough bees in here to make it logical. If you go under there, one of us is going to get hurt. Alright, I think we're done in this. So lastly, I'm going to feed them. We're doing a just shy of 2-to-1 syrup solution in a hive top feeder. We have so many yellow jackets this year. I've been stung standing right here by a yellow jacket. Not one of these. So, they took a gallon down since, when did we put this on me?
This we put on Wednesday.
Before the rain started, the first rain in weeks. There's a hornet right here. These guys are driving me nuts. So we put on a gallon 4 days ago.
Yeah.
And yep, that thing doesn't like me. There we go. We did a 2-to-1, trying a bucket method to fill this. It is super thick compared to what we put on the other day. And we're going to do, what are we doing, half gallon in each hive here. Just trying to get them to build up again. Goldenrod started a month ago.
Not even, like 2-3 weeks ago maybe.
These girls are happy as hell now that we're back to feeding. And I think that's probably why she's going to start boosting this brood again. She should be getting into her winter brood already. Maybe. It's Maine. It's only, what, 60, 70 degrees today?
70.
So, this is a nightmare right now, but we've been running these bottom boards with olive oil on it all summer, and we saw absolutely zero mites. What you can see now is this is where they've been chewing off the Varoxan strips, and now you dig through here and there are so many more mites on here, like I can't even count that many.
And this one had more than omega 2.
Yep. So this is that new wax. So this is where we put that brood with the fresh wax sheets on it, so they've definitely dropped some. More Varoxan mess, but I'm just amazed. Can you get these mites?
It's hard to see if I'm in focus in this light. And as close as I can. And
Definitely see these better against the white. You can see their little legs. So there are a lot in here. I'll come back later and I'm going to clean these boards and re-wax them, re-oil them. But it means the strips are working dramatically. I mean, if I had to guess, there's well over 100 on here. And it's not that it was a super high before. They must have just not been sticking to the olive oil. And that was my fear. Kind of gave us an inaccurate comfort level.